It's that time of year again. It's time to become Gok Wan and decide what is the nicest looking kit in the Scottish Premiership this season. Some of you may agree, some of you may disagree. Either way, I always get Doug's abuse in the comments. So just take a seat, sit down, relax, and we're going to go through and rate all of the kits in the Scottish Premiership this season. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and as I said in the intro, it's time to go through all the kits, all the home kits anyway, for the Scottish Premiership season and determine what is the best from 12 through to 1, as I do every single year. If you've been here long enough, you know what the dance is. You've seen it before. I just kind of waffle my way through, talking about kits, because I feel like I'm some sort of fashion expert. Now, just before we get into the video, I would love to make 2 points very quickly. Number one, I say love because number one, we have hit 19,000 subscribers on the channel, which is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for your support over the past few years since I've started up the channel. We're nearly at 20,000. It's been a long journey from 10 to 20. But do you know what? It's been worth every single minute. I've been really enjoying YouTube this year. I feel like, of course, if you've been here, you know, 2019 wasn't the best year for me and my content. In 2020, I've tried to pick it up despite the circumstances we find ourselves in. The last 2-3 months has been some of the most successful and productive months I've ever had in the channel. We're making strides to become a better channel. Got new equipment and such coming, hopefully a background and such soon, just whenever Jessop's decide to deliver my camera. So thank you all so much. You guys make it all possible, and do you want to keep it going? I would love to get 20k over the next month or two if possible. With the rate we're going, we can do it. I think we've had 300 subs in the last 20 days. If we keep that rate up, we'll be at 20k in no time. So please like, share and subscribe, and of course a giveaway when we do hit 20,000. So, aye, thank you. And point number two, not every team has released a home kit for this season. I know, I feel like there's going to be people ranting away in the comments section below about this. I don't know what the situation is going to be with home kits or kits altogether for some of the lesser teams. The 4 teams that haven't got one is Hamilton, Ross County, Livingston and Dundee United. Now, these are 4 teams who are down that kind of lower end of the table, and due to the circumstances that we do find ourselves in, as previously mentioned, I am unsure if they will even have home kits. The fixtures are out. We're only a matter of days away now from the season starting, or 3 weeks away, and there's been no sign or no talk of kits for these teams. So I am taking the presumption that the money situations has meant that they will be playing with the same kits as last season. And as you know, the rules go as follow. If you have the same kit 2 years in a row, you are in the bottom places. But we will still rank them in order of what is nicest. But, for example, Dundee United have a belter of a kit which could easily be number 1. But because they had it last year, they could be number 12. Who knows? We'll find out when we start the video, which is now. Okay then, at number 12, it is the 2019-20 and what I will presume is the 2021 kit for St Johnstone this season. And the last year, I think I placed it in a very similar area in the kit list. I think it was towards the bottom for me. Macron kits don't quite do it. There's some that are decent and we'll come across them in this video, but for me this is an example of a poor Macron kit. I just wasn't a fan of it last year. It looks cheap, it looks tacky, the sponsor looks stupid. I'm just not a big fan of it. Of course, blue kits aren't exactly my forte either, but this for me I'm a fan of shirts with a polo. I love a polo, as you can see right here, the polo collar. I don't know why I said polo, collar, that's what it's called. But I'm a fan of that, but the kit altogether, the blue design, the stripe things going from more to less, it's just not for me. Sorry, St Johnstone, find yourself bottom of the pile, son. Number 11 then, it's Hamilton, and once again, just the same kit as last season, as I would presume they'll go forward with this season. Hamilton, a team who are down the bottom end of the financial pyramid in the Scottish Premiership, obviously as well, getting scammed out £1 million a couple of years back, so I don't think they'll be in a particularly strong position to release some new kits, but this for me is just another example of Bland playing, and yes, it's an Adidas entry, of course, now as an Adidas ambassador, as myself, should be putting them higher, but for me it's too, I don't know, once again the sponsor's not, I think the sponsor is such an integral part of a football kit, it makes or breaks it, and obviously in the past you get some iconic sponsors, and I like to look for that in modern kits. I like sponsors that go down in an iconic fashion. Like Celtic don't have one just now in Daffabet, but they did when they had Carlin and Tennants. They were good sponsors. They helped enhance the kit. This doesn't. And for me, it's just a bit plain red and white hoops. It's not bad. And out of the 4 that remain the same, it's just in that lower half for me. Number 11, it's Hamilton. Making it into the top 10 at 10th place is the Livingston home kit for 2019-20, 2021. Perhaps, of course, don't take this as word. If we need to come back and redo the video, we might come back and redo the video. But if not, check my Twitter. You can find my opinions there. The Livingston kit, nothing wrong with it, but it is just a plain yellow t-shirt. That's it. So there's no faults to it, but it's not exactly spectacular. What can I say? The shade of yellow is not that nice, because it is nice. It's a nice yellow shirt. I just wish there was a little bit more action to it. The goalkeeper kit is really nice. The home kit, not so much. The away kit's really nice too. The home kit, it's just plain yellow. What can I actually say? Number 9, sadly, is a kit which I would have probably put at number 1 if it wasn't for the fact it is last season's kit, and it's Dundee United's. It's an absolute screamer. Yes, Ryan118 puts orange kit at number 1. Headline news right there, as you never thought you'd see the day. But this kit is a beauty, an absolute beauty from Dundee United, and it's an example of a Macron kit done right. I like it when Macron put the wee guy there on the site, on the kit maker bit, rather than the actual word Macron. It looks a lot nicer, it looks a lot more modern and not as tacky. The only thing that ruins this kit for me is the sponsor, but apart from that, it's a really nice orange. It's got a nice design going through the kit, and I really like the trimmings around the collar and sleeves, the black, white, black. I think that looks so nice, and it's a really top class kit. It'll look nice in them, the Premiership. It's just a shame they used it last season. Right then, that brings us on to the kits that have actually been revealed or leaked or whatever for the 2020-21 season. The new kits, and we start at the bottom of those with number 8, and it is the Aberdeen home kit for 2020-21. And to be honest, it's that bad I was considering actually putting it at 12 behind the ones that are the same kits as last season, because this is a stinker. Adidas have went completely off the mark with this. It's just howling. I don't get it. Such thick white, collars at the sleeve and up at the collar. It's just horrible. I don't know, and I've never been a fan of that sponsor that Aberdeen have, the Saltire Energy. It's just a big horrid splat of doodah right across the shirt. I don't like it. But this is a honker of a kit. Of course, Aberdeen usually do go for the red and white, but it looks as though the guys in the Adidas have just thrown something out first time on a bit of paper, and they went, aye, that'll do. They've not fixed it. They've not added anything to it. There's no pizzazz. There's no specialness. Why do I make up words nowadays? Specialness. Who am I? Anyway, number 8, Aberdeen. And at number 7 is a kit that I'm not too big on either, but it's an improvement from their home kit from last season, I would say. Maybe, I don't know, last season's wasn't too bad either. It's a Ross County home kit. It's probably still in the tier of bad kits for this season in the Scottish Premiership. But they have actually got a new one, surprise, surprise. I expected it to be one of the clubs who didn't. It is nice, there's nothing too much wrong with it. Once again, the sponsor does slightly ruin it, but it is really nice. I like that they've added a kind of thick white border around the badge. It gives it a kind of, I don't know, it just establishes the badge a bit more, and I do like the collar on it, the white collar with the red down at the bottom of it. The only thing I probably would change about it if it was me is I would get rid of that stupid design going through the actual kit and just have it all the one solid blue, and I think it would look a lot nicer. That's what ruins it for me. I just don't like this design. I'm not a big fan of these designs, like the Man United and Spurs kit had it a couple of years ago, and there's been other few kits, the St Johnson one as well, where it is like lines just start appearing and they get more thick and prominent as it goes. United had it when it went up and down. For me, I'm not a fan of that. So if it was an all solid blue, probably higher in my books. Number 7 here. It's not shameful, but it's not good. At number 6, it is the Hibs home kit for next season, which is it's a nice, sort of gesture on the shirt. Of course, became the first team, I believe, in the country, the whole of the United Kingdom, to put "Thank You NHS" or something in an ode to the NHS on their shirt, which was a really nice gesture of them playing with that next season, and it looks fine. It's not, it's of course it's a lovely gesture, but it could have looked rotten. But it actually looks fine, just simply "Thank You NHS" and some normal text. But it is a nice kit. This is where the kits start to get probably into the average region. Just for me, after the last couple of Hibs kit, it's a kind of step down. Once again, Macron doing a good job with this one. I think it actually looks really nice. The green's a nice colour. It's a nice shade of green. The sleeves are nice. I like the sleeves, the bottom of the sleeves, but it's just a bit basic compared to the last couple. A wee bit bland. I think it needs something, just something to spice up. Maybe throw a collar on it. Just that's my answer to everything. Throw a collar on it. Just do that and it's fine. It is a fine kit. It's a really fine kit. If you're looking for something that's not bad or not exceptional, This is it. This is a fine kit. And of course, soft spot for green in my heart. At number 5, it is the sponsorless Motherwell home kit for the 2020-21 season, inspired by the 1950 League Cup win, I believe it is. Gogs, your team's done quite well with this one. I'm a big fan of it. I like kits that are inspired by old kits or retro kits, you know. That's my kind of thing. That's my shtick. Hence why I'm wearing a retro kit just now. But I like this. I like the fact that Motherwell are remaining sponsorless with the whole Paddy Power thing. And one thing that Motherwell fans have made evident over the past few years is they really like the kits that Macron are producing for them. They've created some toe tappers, you could say. They've been really nice, and this is another entry into that. I think I'm maybe being a wee bit harsh on it, but as we get to this point of the video, the kits actually start getting really nice, and it's quite competitive. For me, it's number 5. I think the only thing that I would like to see is maybe a sponsor. I think it suits this occasion because it is based on a kit from back in the 50s. But I'm a big fan of the sponsors on kits if it is a good one. So maybe Paddy Power, they looked decent on it, unless it was a big fucking sash going down like that. But it's nice. It's nice, Motherwell. I like it. It's simple collar on it as well. You know how to please a man, Motherwell. You really do. Number 5. There you go. And at number 4, it's the St Mirren home kit. And yes, I've actually got a Joma kit this far up the list. Usually every single year I slag utter fuck out of Joma. In lack of a better phrase. I really do. This one is actually quite nice though. And the thing I've always said about striped kits, like vertical stripes, is that the more the better. I think not to the point where it's like a fucking carnival tent. That's not what I'm saying. But in this occasion, I think it's the perfect amount of stripes on this kit. The last year's Joma kit, there was like 3. There was like black, white, black, and it looked atrocious. Didn't look like a St Mirren kit to me, and I was thinking to myself, there's no point in even putting stripes on it. This year they've got it nailed down. I really like it, and the sponsor looks like it actually suits the kit now, as where last year it didn't. They've changed the Joma, it's a nice gold, it's a really nice kit, and honestly could have been number 1 if it wasn't for the stupid bit of the collar. The actual collar itself is nice, but the bit that goes down here at the neck, what is that about? It's a big stupid like circle thing. It's horrible. That's what ruins that kit for me. Apart from that, it's basically perfect. Really nice kit. St Mirren fans, I'm sure you can be happy with your place. And at number 3, purely just to keep you happy, I'm joking. At number 3, I've got the Rangers kit, the first ever football kit made by the company Castor, or Castori, I'm not sure. I don't know enough about them apart from the fact they're doing their best to help add to the banter years with this whole, you know, waterproofing technology, and the kits are going to make them stop 10 in a row and blah blah blah. Look, just keep quiet on it, and you can save yourself the embarrassment. If he's winning the league, then fair enough, but just don't do that because it's funny. It's really fucking funny, and it's a good slagging. Anyway, I've put it in at number 3 because there's not much wrong with the kit. It's a Rangers kit, isn't it? I can't be... I mean, this is probably like the 10th fucking video in a row I've came on and I've put Celtic above Rangers because I can't see through my green tinted glasses apparently, or generally the kit might just be nicer. I don't know, it's up to you. For me, it's a fine kit as well. It's nice. They've not done much wrong, and for being their first entry into the market for football kits, they've done a decent enough job. Nice collar on it. It's a kind of retro. I like the collars that do that, and I'm not going to say much about the Rangers kit because I am a Celtic fan. But you know, I like those sort of 90s style collars where they come down and then there's like a bit of the shirt that goes above it. You can see what I mean in the photo. And Chelsea had it in their third kit last season, for example. I like those collars a lot. I want Celtic to have one of those collars. But aye, nice kit. I believe they've done themselves a decent job, but it's still so funny. At number 2, I have went with the Celtic kit. Now, I was tempted to put it at number 1. It is a nice kit, but if it wasn't for the yellow trimmings, it would have been number 1. I still love the kit. I still think it's gorgeous. I will still rock it. I look like a fantastic young model in it. But if they remember when I done the redesign video, when I changed it to white, it just looked so much nicer. If it was just a white trim rather than yellow on the sleeve and the collar, it would be by far the nicest in the country. Once again, Celtic ruined by the Dafabet sponsor as well, so that's slightly annoying. But in general, it's a very nice kit, and as Adidas's first kit for Celtic in the home kit range is a stunner. So I'll take it. The away kits though, away in third, they're even better. So when we do those videos, when we talk about those, expect them to be number 1. this will go at number 2 for now, as we now go on to number 1. And at number 1, I can actually tell everybody is going to be stunned in the comments. I don't think people will like this kit as much as I like it. I have got the 2020-21 Hummel Kilmarnock home kit. I think Hummel have done an absolutely incredible job at designing both the home and away kits for Kilmarnock. And I think it's a really nice top. I've got it at number 1. I can tell people are shocked and giving me abuse in the comments. I like it. I like it a lot. It's a really nice kit. It just is. I don't even know where to put my finger on it. It's just. I mean, with a sponsor like Brownings the Bakers, that's an iconic sponsor right there. Telling you, it is. It's number 1 for me. Well done, Hummel. You've designed a nice kit. I could tell people are shouting. I could tell people are keying away with all their might. That does it then. That's my opinion of what is the nicest kits of the 2021 season in the Scottish Premiership. We might revisit this when the other kits are announced, but we'll do the away one when they are officially announced. That's when the away one will come out. But people have been asking for this. People are dying for it. So I thought, why not make it now, especially with the fixture list and that being announced. Let's get the fever up a little. If you have enjoyed, like and subscribe. Thank you all for 19k. I'll see you all next time.